Hi, this is Dr. Eric Westman with another edition of Learn with Dr. Westman. Today's topic is what can you eat on keto? Be sure to see the description below for a link to my free guide, 8 Ways to Crush Sugar Cravings. I'm getting a lot of questions, and these are great questions because it shows that there are a lot of new people learning about the keto diet and watching my YouTube videos, which is fantastic. We need more and more people to learn about this. In fact, if you are following this kind of approach, please share it with friends, neighbors, loved ones. This is a grassroots effort. Don't wait for the top-down change. You can share this information with your friends now, and they can have the benefits of a low-carb lifestyle. So if you're brand new, there are many different brands of keto today, kind of like different kinds of cars, and the cars work. Some fancier cars, some more expensive cars, some cheap, inexpensive cars. So you're going to find lots of different brands of keto today. Now, I'm not sure the right analogy. I am teaching a method that's been around since 1863, so it might be that I'm still using a horse or a Model T Ford in my approach. Okay, I don't like this car metaphor anymore. But suffice it to say, there are a lot of different brands. And you're going to find a lot of different people selling these brands of keto. Now, I want you to be very careful and find a source of information that is matching your goals. If you want to lose weight or reverse diabetes or other metabolic problem, listen to a doctor like me who's been using it for a long period of time. If you want to optimize your gym performance, then follow someone who's in the gym and doing that version of keto. And if you want to, try to change the food environment and eat super clean foods, then you want to do kind of a paleo version of a keto diet. But the version that I teach is is called lazy dirty keto, because I'm not super worried about where the food comes from. There's still the standard amino acids and fatty acids and vitamins and minerals in the food, even if you eat at a fast food place all the time. So I'm much more practical, wanting to get this information out and have the low-carb lifestyle be applied in many different ways on many different types of people. You don't need fancy food grocery stores nearby. You can do a low-carb keto diet with just fast food, for example. So what can you eat on a keto diet? What you want to do is make sure that you get sufficient protein, which is the amino acids. Our bodies cannot make amino acids, and we use protein to build the cells and the muscles and the bones. So we absolutely need protein. So protein comes first, even on a keto diet. Now, if you're eating animal-based products, then you're going to get all the fat that you need from the proteins that are animal-based. So the program that I teach, you get a list of foods, and it's all on one sheet of paper, and you stick to this list. And what I would start is teaching you that you can have pretty much any type of meat that you want, as long as there's no carb-containing breading on it. So that means, you could have steak or hamburgers, of course, no bun, right? You could have pork, lamb, veal. You could have sausages. You could have Spam. You could have canned meats, potted meats. The variety is really limitless. Yeah, if you lived in Hawaii or Minnesota or South Korea, you'd probably be eating Spam right now. And the grocery store is full of Spam in Hawaii. I didn't believe it, but a friend of mine at a conference had his wife snap a photo because he was from Hawaii. So again, I'm trying to teach you the basics of a low-carb diet, a keto diet that will get your body to start burning its own fat. So all of those different types of meats are fine because they have no carbs unless you add carbs to them or coat them. So after the meat, you got the poultry. And now, some people say, well, poultry isn't meat, or they have trouble with red meat. That's why I have a list of foods that just shows you the food. You might say, well, I don't eat meat, but I do eat fish. Well, I think of fish as meat that's on the fish. So, it's amino acids, it's protein. So anyway, the language is less important. But you can have meat, poultry, fish and shellfish, and eggs. These are the zero-carb foods that really means that you don't have to worry about how much of those you have. The hunger goes down after a day or two. You eat less automatically for just about everyone on a low-carb keto diet. So the mainstay of the nutrition that I want you to get is from meat, poultry, fish and shellfish, and eggs. Just make sure there's no coating of carbs on those meats. Now, we do recommend that you have a non-starchy vegetable every day, but the amount is limited to about a cupful, and then 2 cups of a leafy green. And this is for vitamins and minerals and for some fiber to keep you regular. And we do allow for a limited amount of cheese and cream and mayonnaise and olives and lemon lime juice and to put in water or to season, that sort of thing. But there is a limit to these high-calorie cheese, oils, things like that. And there is a no list, basically, or I go over what I don't want you to have. And specifically, the trigger foods for most people are fruits. So there's no fruit allowed at first, no fruit. There's no nuts allowed at first. But again, that's topic of different videos. This is what you can have. So, for example, I grew up in the Midwest, having bratwurst and sauerkraut and mustard, and that's kind of a comfort food for me. And here in the South, in Durham, North Carolina, pork rinds or chicharrones are sort of a comfort food. They have no carbs. They're have protein. They're meat-based pork, the skin basically, but those can be used as snacks. So the idea is keeping the carbs really low. You don't have to monitor the amount of the food as long as the carbs are 0. So that's why we don't say you have to limit the amount. You do have to stop when you're comfortably full, and that might be difficult for some people who are used to very large portions. But for just about everyone, your hunger will go down and you'll eat less very comfortably. So I learned recently that I could basically live on, meaning I really like beef brisket the way it's made here in North Carolina. And yeah, I've been around. I've been in Texas. I've been in Kansas and North Carolina. Everyone's got the best pork barbecue sauce, but you want to make sure it's not real sugary. So the vinegary sauce would be better, although I've seen some really nice sugar-free barbecue sauces to go with your barbecue. But so, one person came back to me and said, oh, it's that meat and veggie diet. I said, well, that's the mainstay of the nutrition, yes. But you can add in these other things for variety, different sauces, different cheeses, and you can bake with cream and cheese and bacon, and so it's really delicious. Other ways we have substitutions for things like sweets. Sugar-free things are fine. Most people stock up on sugar-free Jell-O at first and use just a little bit of whipped cream to put on the Jell-O at first. Sugar-free things are okay. I think, it works if you have sugar-free things. And I need that to get some people off of sugar. They're so addicted to sugar. So sugar-free Jell-O for the sweet. A chaffle, if you haven't seen that yet, it's a cheese and egg waffle you make in a waffle iron, and that substitutes for bread or a biscuit or even pizza crust. Cauliflower rice, I've learned to make cauli rice with fresh cauliflower. You put it in the microwave for 90 seconds twice. It comes out perfect every time. Of course, you've added a little butter. A lot of butter, and then some broth to it as well. So there are a lot of different substitutions: cauli mashed potatoes, mashed cauliflower, and then all of the pasta substitutions like spaghetti squash, zucchini noodles, but there are also interesting shirataki noodle brands that are using a root that has very low carbs so that it can be turned into pasta, even rice. So look for the shirataki noodle. That's the unbranded name. The brands in my area that I've seen are Miracle Noodle, Skinny Pasta, and another one that escapes my memory at the moment. But so anyway, these other sorts of pasta substitutes, yes, they might smell a little fishy when you open the pack. It's okay. Rinse it off, and that flavor will be gone. So there are substitutions you can use for things that you think you need, but basically I've done well without the bread and the pasta for years, and you don't crave things that you're not eating anymore. That's just a short list of the things that you can eat on a keto diet. And remember, your hunger goes down after a day or two, the cravings as well. And so even people who've said, well, I can't have my fruit, will come back saying, gosh, after a day, I just didn't miss the fruit. And you can enter fruit, pasta, rice, potatoes, whatever in there, because the cravings go away really fast. If you like this video, please, like it and share it and click on the notification bell and subscribe. Be sure to look down below in the description for my free guide, 8 Ways to Crush Sugar Cravings. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and check out adaptyourlifeacademy.com.